start off explaining like the
Like
time.
why Nate is using
Yes,
it.
I need you to explain why Nate used it to go places, and I need you to explain how
Well,
it
there's
malfunctioned.
actually a couple reasons because one because Nate is kind of like adventurous. To me, I think he is actually adventurous, so I decided to try and keep with the same kind of characteristics, from
You want him
from
to act just like Nate.
yeah. I mean,
Nate,
this is
that
basically the same character, so
yeah. And when I saw your TikTok, Nate seemed very adventurous, and he seemed to be a very big fan of your work. So
And so one of the reasons why in here why he likes to time travel is because he wanted to make some new friends and he wanted to visit some new places that
he's never explored.
yeah,
Okay.
and because it was a lot of fun. So
He
then
enjoyed being able to go places he
and
never
then
imagined.
and then he actually met up with a crow and then he actually welcomed them in to help him. So yeah.
So they worked together in order to build the time machine. Okay.
I might actually do another one to where Nate finds the skull because another one of his album covers is like a skull with feathers on it.
Okay. So him and the crow built a time machine to travel places that he never dreamed of going, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you said, he is very adventurous. But can you explain the machine's malfunction?
Okay, so basically how it malfunctioned is that okay, you see these, it kind of looks like like in the movie that we watched last night, All Dogs Go to Heaven, like
Yeah, all
that
those
old
good
like
heaven.
machine to where then it like when it
Like his clock.
like it does to turn like it has pictures on it, and if it like turns like to different pictures, it's basically how the same thing like this works. So basically, you just turn it to whatever year you want.
Okay.
So this would be the
And
year
this
that
is the
you
original
travel.
time.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
the
when they
month, which I'm guessing
So how
June.
Yeah.
Or
So
is that
how?
July?
Yeah, it's July actually.
Day 3.
Okay, so basically how it malfunctioned is that one of the numbers kind of got caught in between, and then it kind of like malfunctioned.
Okay, so it's like the slot game at a casino.
Yeah.
It spins if you get the 7, but there's also one of the but so it gets stuck between a 7 and like the cherry symbol. So the numbers get stuck. There's just that black line. So that's what causes malfunction?
Yeah.
Okay. But is there anything else you can tell us about the time machine?
Like what? Like what does it have? What does it do?
No, not that, but like, is there any other things that the time machine can do? Or would the crow be able to fix this?
Yeah, the crow would be able to fix it. Just not with Nate because Nate is actually in this dimension. It's a different dimension where humans never happen. So, yeah.
So this is an animal-only dimension.
Yes.
For some reason, I feel like this is an all dogs go to heaven scene because there's dogs only until Nate arrives, correct? Okay. And speaking of him being the only non-dog, would you like to explain what happened to Jack?
Okay, so basically, due to the time that Nate arrived, it's actually a couple days after Jack got his scar. So, what happened to Jack was he was um, he was like, man, there's just not enough tourists here. So he decided to take a couple of his other tourists with him to go to find another little village to bring some more
into their town.
Yeah. So, but on the way, he actually heard some rattling noise coming from a cactus. and Chase was actually with him, and Chase assumed that there was a snake in there, which there was, but he didn't want to say anything in case if he was wrong.
So Nate just walks from his hiding spot to where Chase and Jack are at, right?
I mean, Nate didn't show up yet. This is before Jack got the scar.
But you said this was so you said this was a few days after he got a scar.
Yeah, this is a few days after. This is when he arrived. When Nate arrived, this is a few days after he got his scar.
Okay.
So a few days before that, before Nate came, that's the day that he got his scar. Now does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so Jack was actually kind of curious about what noise was coming from the cactus, so he got closer to it and found a hole. And he got closer and closer to it and stuck his face in the hole, and then a snake popped out and got him.
Okay, so that's a snake attack.
Yeah. And
so,
then like
since you said he heard a rattle, right? I'm assuming
like a
rattlesnake.
Yeah.
I'm assuming because that's one of the only snakes I know that live in the desert.
So.
So he just decided to investigate and then.
Yeah, and then ends up getting bitten by the snake.
Okay, but question. Where, like, okay, if he got bit by a rattlesnake, how come he's not, slowly dying due to the poison?
Because in this dimension, not everything is going to work like how it is in the real world.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is a different dimension.
Yeah.
So any creature in this world, it doesn't have the same effect as if it was the real world.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you were to get bitten by one of them, it wouldn't have the same effect, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, except for Nate because he came from the real world.
Exactly. So Nate's the only one that can actually get injured. So if the snake would have bit not Jake, if it would have bit Nate, well then that would have been a different situation, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's from the real world, and it's their dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, instead of Jack dying from the poison, he actually it's slowly turning him. It's slowly turning him on like towards the bad side, turning evil.
Okay, so it's like being under someone's control.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's some sort of magic or wizardry. Now, you want to explain Chase's role?
So how he is?
Yeah, his
saying?
Characteristics.
Okay, so Chase is more on like the clumsy, not okay with helping because he usually gets in the way.
Well, that's how me and Connor are whenever we're trying to help my dad. We always get in my dad's way, and then he starts just screaming at us to get out of the way. And when he tells us to get out of the way, he ends up doing everything on his own. Because he's always telling me and Connor, just slowing me down, and he'll just take everything into his own hands.
And just like Chase on like the actual internet here, he likes to gamble, and I'm surprised.
So he has a gambling problem.
Yeah.
My dad used to my dad too, but my dad was pretty good at it.
So Chase is not the helping kind.
Okay, so he's more like my brother. My brother's the extremely clumsy one. Me, I'm the one that's never careful because every time I turn around, I manage to hit a knob. Or, not a knob, a
just
wall.
Just hit anything.
Yes. All day yesterday, okay, so you know that wall that stops the living room and then into my room? How many times did I stub my toe on that day? That would make, that's part of Chase inside me. Because I don't look before I leap. Okay. And then Jason comes in where?
Did we explain like what the conversation was in this scene?
I don't think we did because I ended up bringing Nate into this, but I don't know what the conversation between Chase and Jack was. That is one question that I should have asked before jumping to another scene.
Okay, so
Jack and
Chase just walks up to Nate and basically explains what is going on, where
he got his scars.
Yeah. What's wrong with him? Why he's acting the way? Why Jack is acting the way he is? Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, the snake venom is slowly turning him
evil.
Yes. And eventually, once it fully takes over, for all we know, he can end up killing everyone in town.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I think that's one reason why everyone should just take Jack out. Because, I mean, if he's going to end up taking, not thousands, but, a ton of lives, I feel like Chase and,
Well, basically, what I envisioned for the story is
trying to find a cure for it.
Yeah, whenever Nate comes here, he's actually told that many of the tourists around here now is afraid of Jack. So
Chase is explaining to Nate, everything behind Jack's scar and why he's
acting.
And why he's, constantly being aggressive. Okay, so.
But through all this conversation about, them with Jack arguing and all that.
With everyone.
Jason overheard all that.
So Jason overheard it and challenged Jack to a battle, correct?
Yes, and this is actually a picture right on the show.
So Jack is leaping into action just because Jason decides he wants to battle for leadership of the town.
Because he feels like Jack is no longer trustworthy of leading.
Yeah, he feels as if Jack's gonna end up taking lives of many.
So then, in this scene, what I envision is, Jack will play fight at first, and then get to the point to where he actually starts trying to strangle
murder him.
Yeah.
Okay. Because in this scene, it looks like the venom has fully taken over. The reason I say that is because he's leaping off at Jason, trying to attack him. I mean, if you just look at his facial expression, it looks like Jason's ready to fight too. And they don't look too playful.
Even though it's my tracing and all that, because the reason why I'm tracing it is I just want to get the hardest part out of the way. Because the script is so much easier. I just want to get this out of the way because I know it's going to take long to do this. So I wanted, even though it's going to be long to make it anyway, I just want to get the hardest part out of the way, just to make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but no. Anywho. So these two were having a conversation about him and his bite, or scar in this case.
And then Jack didn't really care who Nate was, and he actually started to spread the word that no one is allowed to leave his town. New tourists can enter, but they cannot leave. They're not allowed to leave.
Okay, so he's extremely protective. And he doesn't want the same thing to happen to anyone else?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seems like.
He felt like there was not enough already, but...
he wants to fill up the town.
Yeah. He feels like it's a little empty, which is why he don't want anybody...
And not just that, I feel like the reason he wants more is that way he'd be able to have guards taking shifts, maybe, to make sure no one enters the town, and just in case, and like another pack decides they're gonna try to attack the town. Maybe that's another reason for him to go around looking for more tourists.
Okay, so, but what I envision, like, after the fight scene, whenever Jack's wife sees that he's getting carried away, like really carried away, that's when she stops the fight.
Yeah.
And then
she
kicks
steps
him out.
She steps in and puts her foot down, kicks Jack out. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Jack would. I feel like Jason would try. I feel like Jason should win. That way, he could be exiled from his own town before anyone else gets seriously injured.
And then what? Like, Jason would be considered the new king or the new
leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he were to beat Jack in the battle, Jason, I feel, should be the new alpha, and he should sentence Jack to exile. Because if they kick him out of the town,
or just have some more time to think about,
they should
a new because I mean technically you already have there's two leaders, so you have Jack and then you have Jack's wife, but I don't know who to name Jack's wife yet.
I mean,
that's something I never really thought about yet.
Okay, so that's something that's just occurring to you.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, I feel like, look, there's two things I can think of. Jack being either exiled or locked up until they find a cure for the venom.
Actually, we should probably have it a little bit higher. There we go.
But no, which type should we do? Exile or lock him up in a steel cage until they find a cure for him?
Exile. I would definitely say exile, because whenever he runs off, he's going to start thinking about his revenge on what he wants to do.
Okay, so he's going to start plotting revenge for the exile.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because there's two ways they could go. Cage and them trying to fix it, or exile. Those are the two ways I see this happening.
Well, like I said, Nate's mission is either to find a new leader, or to try and fix to try and cure Jack from the
So
venom.
that's Nate's mission.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to cure Jack, but everyone else thinks that someone should become the new alpha and take Jack out.
Because no one really can trust him at this point.
Like the only thing I would trust him with, definitely don't give him any ideas. Don't ask about his scars unless you want to, end up. So, so what's Jason's main role in this scene?
What do you mean?
Because me and you had talked the other night when I went to your house. We had talked about how Jason challenged Jack to fight to become the new alpha. If you don't remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
So, what we're trying to do is figure out what Jason does, because we haven't explained fully what Jason does during the fight.
To me, what I envisioned for Jason was he was actually just visiting.
He was just visiting the
on a little vacation.
Yeah, he was just visiting the town, but then when he's seen Jack and how out of control he was, he had challenged him to battle.
So that changed from him being on vacation to actually staying to become a new
leader. to try to protect all the everyone in the village, right?
How long is this video? 20 minutes. That's a long video.
Yeah. But no, so Jason decides to turn his vacation into a battle versus Jack because he's noticed the change in behavior. Or is he just a new tourist traveling through town?
Well, actually, he's relatively new, but he's been there for I would say,
for
quite a while.
So he's been in and out of town.
Yeah.
I'd say he only goes out of town to hunt for food, while everyone in town.
Considering that he has knives and then
he has the pack.
Yeah.
So I feel like all of his hunts, maybe he puts them in there. Instead of having to carry one full body at a time, he just packs them in his
little suitcase thingy, backpack or whatever.
Well, I mean, I'd call that a hunting sack, if anything.
I don't know what it is, but it's something that you can carry stuff with.
Yeah, I mean, camels use them all the time. People that go through the desert riding on the camels in the movies. I feel like that's one of the the saddle packs.
Okay, don't forget this part because I'm gonna save this here and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a part 2 of this. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right here because it's getting a little long. I'm gonna put this up to YouTube, and I'm gonna do part 2.